Hi children, welcome back to social science class. In the previous history class, we had discussed the third chapter of history, the Delhi Sultanate. What are things we had discussed in that class? Let us recollect. Delhi for the first time became the capital during the reign of Tomara Rajputs. There are 5 dynasties ruled under Delhi Sultanate. Which are they? The Slave dynasty, the Khilji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, the Sayyid dynasty and the Lodi dynasty. Who are the important rulers of these dynasties? Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, Razia Sultana, Alauddin Khilji, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Khizr Khan and Ibrahim Lodi. All these things we had discussed in the previous class. Let us move on to the expansion of the Delhi Sultanate. In the early 12th century, the control of the Delhi Sultanate did not go beyond fortified towns occupied by garrisons. The Sultan seldom controlled the hinterland of the cities. Controlling garrison towns in distant Bengal and Sindh from Delhi was extremely difficult. Then, what do you mean by the terms hinterland and garrison towns? A hinterland is the lands adjacent to a city and it is supplied with goods and services. A hinterland is land adjacent to city and supply it with goods and services. Then what do you mean by garrison towns? It is a fortified settlement with soldiers. So what do you mean by a garrison town? It is a fortified settlement with soldiers. Rebellion, war and bad weather could stop fragile communication routes and the state was also challenged by Mongol invasions from Afghanistan. The Mongols under Genghis Khan invaded tracts of Xiana in northeast Iran in 1219 and the Delhi Sultanate faced onslaught soon after. Let us move on to the administration and consolidation under Delhi Sultanate. Delhi was attacked twice by Mongols during the reign of Alauddin Khilji. Delhi was attacked twice by Mongols during the reign of Alauddin Khilji. For this, Alauddin Khilji raised a large standing army and he also constructed a new garrison town known as Sirri. Alauddin Khilji constructed a new garrison town known as Sirri. The soldiers had to be paid. This was done to the produce he got from the land lying in between Ganga and Yamuna. Alauddin Khilji paid salaries to the soldiers in the form of cash rather than in the form of iktas. He controlled the prices of goods and services and prices were carefully surveyed by the officers. Alauddin's administrative reforms were quite successful and the chronicles praised his reign for his cheap price and efficient supply of goods and services. That is, Alauddin Khilji became very famous among the rulers of Delhi Sultanate. Next, the administrative policies of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The Sultanate was attacked twice by Mongols in the early years of Muhammad bin Tughlaq's reign. But the Mongol army was utterly defeated by Tughlaq's army. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was very confident about the strength of his army and resources to plan an attack on Transoxiana. He therefore raised a large standing army. Rather than constructing a new garrison town, the oldest of the four cities of the Delhi was emptied of its residents and the soldiers were garrisoned there. The residents of the old city were sent to the new capital city, Daulatabad, in the south. For a short period of time, therefore, Muhammad bin Tughlaq shifted his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was also paid salaries to the soldiers in the form of cash rather than in the form of iktas. But instead of controlling prices, he used a token currency that is made up of a cheap metal, not of gold and silver. People during his reign, they have not trust with the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So what they did was they saved this gold and silver currency and paid their taxes to the state with this cheap currency issued by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So all these administrative reforms of Muhammad bin Tughlaq was an utter failure. His administrative measures created complications. So again he shifted his capital from Daulatabad to Delhi. The raising of taxes and famine in the Ganga-Yamuna belt led to widespread rebellion, and finally the token currency was recalled by the ruler. Really, Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a great ruler, but his administrative measures created complications. So children, in this class we had discussed about the expansion of Delhi Sultanate and the administrative policies of Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So all of you watch the video very well and study important points. Thank you children.